Hello and welcome back to Lady Tigers basketball. Tonight we have the Edwardsville Tigers taking on the O'Fallon Panthers. I'm joined here tonight by Zach Kennett. How are we feeling, Zach?
I'm feeling great. I'm excited for another great night of Southwestern Conference basketball, Austin.
It should be a good night indeed. If you did not hear the starting lineups for the O'Fallon Lady Panthers is Demaja Bolds, Haley Tart, Josie Christopher, Kenna Behringer, and Carolyn Foster. And from your Lady Tigers, we have Blakely Hockett, Mia Semeth, Lainey McFarland, Ellie Neath, and Sophie Shapiro.
So what's going to be the big driving factor to winning this game for the Tigers?
It's going to be keeping the Lady Panthers out of the paint. With Demaja Bolds underneath the basket, she's going to be a threat on both offense and defense.
Bolds, the 6'2" senior, committed to Western Michigan.
Yeah, that is a D1 program. So, Edwardsville tonight facing a D1 player. The Edwardsville Tigers don't have a single senior on the court right now. All underclassmen.
But how big is winning that tip against one of the best players in the court right now?
It's very important. That is Foster with the ball in, and she is fouled on the shot. That will be Foster to the line for two. First foul on McFarland. About 15 seconds into play here. Foster's first basket is good. The O'Fallon Panthers ranked number 10 in the state of Illinois. Gonna be tough competition tonight.
Well, the Tigers are right there behind them at 246. I think this is going to be a close matchup that, we've seen some tough losses, but we've also seen some great team victories. I think we're going to see another one tonight.
That's all we can hope for. And Ellie Neath is called for the double dribble. Haley Tart getting the ball up for the Panthers. Kicks it to Josie Christopher.
Behringer got it. Tart drives in, foul.
And is fouled on the shot.
So 2 back-to-back fouls in the paint for the Tigers. What needs to change right now?
Tigers got to play good defense without fouling. They got to keep the ball out of the paint, limit the amount of drives that the Panthers get to the hoop. Tigers haven't really had a chance to run any offense yet. First possession called for a double dribble.
Tart makes her first 1-2-0 game.
Tigers down 2-0. Just about 40 seconds down here in this first quarter, and she buries the second one. Semeth gets it underneath. A little bit of pressure by the Panthers. Neath gets the ball off the court fairly easily.
She's usually the one that's driving the offense there.
And Neath gets called for the travel. 2 turnovers forced by the Panthers. Tigers haven't even gotten the ball inside the three-point line once.
And right now we're playing some messy basketball against a great opponent. That's something that we've got to clean up.
It is only the first minute of play here, but if it continues like that, we're going to have a long game ahead of us. Semeth gets the steal. Gets it to McFarland.
A steal over Bolds. I mean, how high is that pass to get over the 6'2" power forward's head?
Hockett tries to get into Semeth, and she's fouled and makes the basket.
So he heads to the line with an and one.
Tigers with a chance to cut it to a tie ball game here.
Against Smith heads to the line.
Semeth, arguably the best player for the Lady Tigers, and she buries the basket. We got a tie ball game here. Christopher getting the ball up for the Lady Panthers. Christopher gonna be running the point guard position. All the way into Bolds, who's rejected at the rim. Tigers looking to get up the court quickly.
An open player down there in the paint just couldn't get that pass to connect, so we continue to play.
Would have been like a 50, 60-foot pass.
That's manageable.
Neath on the right wing, Drives all the way in. Shapiro for 3. And she buries the 3. Tigers take a 3-point lead. Just about 2 minutes into this first quarter. Ooh, that shot was called for a 2.
Foot must have been on the line there. It looked pretty close to a 3 there for me.
Either way, Tigers take a lead against the Panthers. Ooh, and that is
Haley Tart.
Tart.
Just creates there in space.
Creates some space, puts up a shot off the backboard. You could say the bank was open on that one. 7. Gets it to McFarland. McFarland has it poked away. Shouldn't be an over and back. McFarland trapped on the wrong side of half court. Neath to the left wing.
Again, that underclassman point guard, that's really good to see. Great ball movement from such a young court right now.
Tigers, no seniority on the court to start this game.
Junior Blakey Hockett, the only upperclassman.
Semeth drives all the way in and gets the 2. Tigers take a 7-5 lead.
Against the 5th ranked team in our class.
Now this is kind of ringing some bells from the Alton game last time. Tigers got out to about a 6-5 lead. And then from then on out, Alton kind of took over that game.
We don't want to jinx anything here as Porter dishes it to Behringer. Behringer with a 3, rims out.
This is short. Shapiro all the way down the lane, ahead of everybody. Ooh, just unable to come up with that one.
That 2 looks blocked.
Neath all the way in. Fancy footwork, and she gets the 2.
2-possession lead now for the Tigers.
Tigers 4-point lead, 4.5 to go here in this first quarter. Tart getting the ball up the court. Tart all the way into the lane, and she just misses short. Neath kicks it back to Hockett. Hockett trapped on the baseline.
Back to Neath.
Tigers trying to get some pressure. Shapiro kicks it to McFarland for 3. That shot might have gotten a little altered there. O'Fallon tries to get up the court quickly and throws it away.
And we'll get an and 1 on the foul.
I'm pretty sure that foul was called on the floor there. Tigers will get the ball underneath the basket.
Still, that bench was ecstatic. It's good to see the players in so quickly, so enthusiastic so quickly into the game.
Just under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Tigers lead it by 4. Neath to inbound. Gets it to Semeth. Bold stands her up. Kick it to Hockett. Hockett with the jumper in the lane and just comes up short.
I think that was a defensive communication on the Panthers there. It just looked like the Bulls was just confused as to who had the ball there.
Tart, top of the key.
Guarded by Hockett.
Panthers have been able to get into the lane here fairly easily. Bolds pulls up from 3, and she airballs the 3, and that's going to be Tigers basketball.
Yeah, Bolds didn't get much air on that shot there, either on the ball or in her jumping. Just kind of looked like she heaved it up.
Just about 3.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Tigers, it's pretty much been all Tigers here in this first quarter. Tigers looked a little shaky early, but they've come back into their own. Semeth, top of the key.
Goes in.
Drives into the lane. Semeth loses the ball. Hockett retains possession.
Neath now.
Neath, unable to get into the lane. Semeth, and that's going to be a foul on Tart. Edwardsville bench is erratic with a 4-point lead here with about 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
So it'll be Semeth inbounding.
This game's been really fast-paced here.
Yeah,
no timeouts yet.
14 points in 5 minutes on the floor.
Semeth to inbound.
Neath.
Gets it to Neath. Neath.
Guarded by Christopher, forces the double
run
switch.
Some offense. Semeth. And Shapiro, and O'Fallon comes away with the steal. That is Danielle Newman on the steal. And O'Fallon gets the ball.
Yeah, it looked like Hockett just kind of fell down there and had to reach in for the foul.
Yeah. Sloppy pass by the Tigers. Danielle Newman was able to sneak in there and get the steal.
And now Newman's going to inbound it to Christopher, who's taking it up.
Okay. Christopher gets it to Newman. Newman not one of the starting 5. Christopher. Back to Newman. Newman running the point. Bolds. Have yet to seen her get started yet. And that's a 3 for Christopher. O'Fallon cuts it to 1. 2.5 minutes to go here in this first quarter. McFarland for 3. Misses off the back iron. Kolnsberg with the rebound. Neath is called for the travel.
Yeah, it looked like she was just trying to do too much there in the paint, but still was trying to create a good look and almost had one there.
Now what I've yet to see is Bolds really get started here.
Right.
She is almost averaging a double-double, meaning double figures in points and rebounds over the season. I don't think she has a single point here tonight. Bolds gets it to Christopher. Out to Behringer. Christopher for 3, and she buries the 3.
She sinks back-to-back at 6 points for her on the night.
Really quick turn of events here for the Tigers. Went from up 4 to down 2 in about 30 seconds. Neath gets it to Semeth. And Christopher almost gets the steal. Kolnsberg gets it to Shapiro. Shapiro, with a full head of steam, is blocked at the rim by Bolds.
Yeah, she was just going in through 4 Panther defenders there. Just looked like it was a tough play already.
And Semeth is called for the travel. Tigers need to take care of the ball on the offensive side.
80 seconds left here in this first quarter. Again, O'Fallon's been great, getting a lot of great looks this first quarter, and now they've just been getting them to fall in a couple possessions back-to-back.
Molly Peel checks into the game for the Tigers. They get the ball to Foster. Into Bolds. Bolds stood up by Semeth. Nowhere to go with it. Christopher, cross court, almost throws it away to Behringer. Foster drives in the lane. Vincent for 3. And she misses off the front iron. Semeth with the rebound. Beautiful right there. Way to box out by Semeth. Shapiro getting up the court. Kolnsberg gets it to Neath. Neath on the right wing. Tigers got to take care of the ball here on this possession. Try to get it tied. Neath all the way in and dribbles it out of bounds.
Yeah, she's just trying to do too much through a lot of physicality in the paint there from the Panthers, which what we've seen a lot of very physical paint defense from O'Fallon here.
There hasn't been one single timeout from either side here in this first quarter. About 25 seconds to go here. Tigers down 2. Bolds drives it all the way in. Sneaks through 2 defenders. Semeth comes away with the rebound and throws the ball away.
Again, we expected in the pregame Bolds to be such the dominant player, and right now she's just not playing to her best right now. She lost a rebound there, threw the ball off, and threw out of bounds, or missed a shot. And it just looks like she's not really playing to what we expected or what she expected.
Bolds, top of the key. Christopher tries to get it in. Zergel all the way over to Newman, and she misses off the back iron.
So the buzzer beater is no good, and the Tigers trail by 2 through the first quarter.
Yeah, after this first quarter, Tigers able to stay within 2 here. Not quite exactly how they would have wanted it. They were leading by 4 at one point here in this first quarter. And the O'Fallon Panthers went on a 6-0 run.
I think it was really Mia Semeth. I mean, 5 points for her in that first quarter. She was really doing it all right now.
Not only on the offensive side, but on the defensive side. I feel like that's the main reason why Bolds hasn't been able to get really comfortable in this basketball game. Now, I would like to bring up my keys to the game. The first key would definitely be to keep it close in this game. If you can have it within 5 points with about 3 minutes to go in this ball game, you actually have a legitimate chance of beating a top 10 team in the state. Another key is to create turnovers, which the Tigers haven't done a great job of that here in this first quarter. Have had what seems to be a negative turnover ratio with a couple of travels and double dribbles by the Tigers. And the last one would be to crash the boards, which the Tigers have done a good job of here tonight. Semeth had 2 or 3 quality rebounds over Bolds.
think so much of it right now is that Shiro O'Fallon has the size. I think we've been playing with a lot more ball movement and a lot better defense in the paint. Obviously with the boards that we've been winning over Bolds there, that's something we need to be continuing to do.
And you do have to give credit to Christopher. She knocked down those 2 threes to get the O'Fallon Panthers up by 2. Molly Peel for 3. Just misses off the front iron. Vincent trying to get up the ball at the court quickly for the Panthers. Gets it into Bolds. Bolds drives all the way in and is fouled. That foul is going to be on Semeth. That is her first. Bolds looking to get her first points on the night. Bolds misses off the front iron. And she misses the second one. Bolds can't seem to get anything started here for the Panthers.
Again, you said averaging a double-double, and she just hasn't been able to just get anything either in the paint or through the net.
I definitely don't want to speak too soon here.
Sure.
But Bolds, not 1 point here with about 9 minutes gone in this basketball game. Neath drives all the way in the lane, kicks it to Shapiro for 3. And there's a foul underneath the basket. And that's going to be O'Fallon's ball. That's going to be a foul on Edwardsville. That foul is going to be on Kolnsberg, her first.
She's going to check out.
Gabby Cook and Lainey McFarland check back in for the Tigers. Again, no seniors on the court for the Tigers.
And
only underclassmen.
It's definitely good to see that many younger players, just get so much time.
Foster misses the 2. Tigers trying to get the ball off the court quickly. Shapiro all the way into the lane, and she's fouled and makes the basket.
So the opportunity to tie now for Shapiro.
Shapiro with a chance to go up 1 here. 6:50 on the clock in this second quarter. Shapiro unable to make the first free throw, and that's going to remain Tigers basketball. Hear that yelling? That is Nick Nolhoff, the coach of the Lady Panthers. 7th-year coach for the Panthers.
Yeah, he led them to a state title last year. That's certainly a presence right now on the court.
Yeah, from that state championship team, the O'Fallon Panthers lost their 2 leading scorers, but Bolds, their 3rd leading scorer, is still here. Hasn't yet been able to get started in this game.
But now she checks back in, looking for a change in momentum for her.
Tart back in for the Panthers, guarded by Neath. Gets it to Foster, into Bolds. Bolds trying to bully her way into the basket. And she's called for the travel.
And the Tiger bench just ecstatic after that one.
That was
good defense.
Great defense by Semeth. Held her own under the basket against the much taller Bolds. And Semeth's defense has got to be the main reason why Bolds hasn't been able to get started here. Neath gets it to the left wing. Almost turns it over. Gabby Cook at the top of the key. And the Panthers get a steal. Foster comes up with it. And she gets the easy layup. Panthers take a 2-point lead.
Yeah, 13-11 here with just under 2 here in the second quarter gone.
Neath. Guarded by Behringer. Neath. Having a little trouble. Able to shake off Behringer. And she drives all the way in for the 2. Tigers tied here. About 5:50 to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, Neath has just done so much to create under the basket and in the paint. It's really impressive to watch, especially for a sophomore.
is Newman, guarded by McFarland. Kicks it to Foster. Over to Behringer. Tries to shake Shapiro.
Yeah,
She's unable to do so.
We saw Behringer so dangerous in that first quarter with 2 threes.
Christopher into Bolds. Kicks it to Foster. And that 2 doesn't fall. Tigers get the rebound. Shapiro trying to get the ball at the court quickly. McFarland for 3. And she is unable to come up with that one. Christopher. Both teams trying to get the ball at the court quickly. Newman for 3. And she airballs it long. Semeth and Bolds fight for it. And that's going to be Tigers basketball.
Yeah, again, still a tied game here. Tigers scored 4. Panthers only put up 2 in this quarter so far. Just over 3 to on.
Shapiro. The Panthers try to trap. Leaves McFarland wide open for 3. And she just misses off the back iron. Semeth with the rebound. Gabby Cook with the rebound. Oh, and the Tigers unable to come up with any points there. That's going to be a foul called on McFarland. That is going to be McFarland's second foul. Might come into effect here later as this game progresses.
And yeah, Tigers 3 fouls into this quarter. Again, we go to the double bonus at 5. Something to watch out for, especially as we're only, 3:30 into this quarter.
Peel checking in for McFarland. Shapiro guarding Behringer. Gives it to Foster. And the O'Fallon Panthers just dribble it off their legs.
Yeah, Tart had a great look, just couldn't keep the ball in bounds.
And with about 4:30 to go here in the second quarter, Bolds is still not gotten her first points.
Yeah, it's important for your dominant players to register against, even it's Christopher.
Ball poked away by Christopher. It's going to remain Tigers basketball. I really love what Semeth has been doing here against Bolds.
Doesn't have the height advantage, but has just been out-rebounding her in the paint.
That's exactly what a coach loves to see, the hustle plays. And Semeth has won all of them against Bolds here today. Shapiro, guarded by Christopher. It's going to be a timeout by head coach Brian Young. Brian Young in his first year as the Edwardsville women's basketball coach. He's had 23 years of coaching experience here at Edwardsville, mainly assistant coaching, but it is his first year coaching the women's basketball team.
Yeah, right now Edwardsville's only 2-5, but right now we're holding our own against one of the best teams in the state. That's definitely something that Coach Young is loving to see.
The Tigers record right now, 2-5. I wouldn't necessarily say that is the true tale for how hard these Lady Tigers have been playing recently. 4 of the 5 losses that the Lady Tigers have come to top 50 opponents in the state. One of which being the number 43 team in Indiana. The Tigers have faced some tough opponents here.
Yeah, within 9 to number 20 Breeze Central, within 7 to number 38 Mater Day, and within 22 to number 15 Alton. And again, tie game halfway through the second quarter against 10th ranked O'Fallon.
Tigers' record against teams not in the top 50 in their respected state is 2-1, so pretty good for the Tigers. And now trying to get their first win against a top 50 opponent. Semeth to inbound. Neath, guarded by Behringer. Behringer is playing some really aggressive defense. Not yet been called for a foul though. Semeth, top of the key, guarded by Foster. Neath gets it to Semeth. Semeth tries to drive in on Bolds, and she's called for the travel.
Yeah, it just looked like we were creating plays, but she just didn't get the look that she wanted there.
The Tiger faithful here thinks that ball was tipped, and it very likely could have been. which would have been either a or a jump ball, or Tigers would have kept possession. Shapiro with the great defense, able to knock that ball away, and the Tigers get the basketball.
And that's huge. I mean, we've seen Shapiro so many of these games as that feisty defense that's been keeping us and winning us games.
Shapiro, a really fun player to watch here on this Tigers team. Definitely the most aggressive on defense. Semeth is also a great defender for this Tigers team, but she does her work more soundly. Neath, all the way in, throws up a 2. Is able to come up with Semeth with the rebound, and the Panthers come away with it. Gets it into Christopher. Christopher, her 2 isn't able to go, and there's Bold's first points of the night.
First rebound too, I believe.
Panthers take a 2-point lead here with 2:40 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, we saw a bit of an offensive drought there from both sides.
There's going to be a foul called on Christopher, trying to sneak through the Tiger screen. A new player checking in for the Tigers. I am not quite sure who that is, number 32. Sorry, we do not have your stats. But the Max Preps website is a little messed up when it comes down to rosters. Bolds gets the rebound over Semeth, and she's unable to come up with it again. Foster dribbles it out of bounds, and that's going to be Tigers basketball.
And that's just huge. Bolds has just 2 good looks, but just don't go in, and we just force that ball out of bounds. That's great defense.
Going back to one of the keys of the game, keeping it close. The Tigers down 2 with 2:11 to go here in the second quarter. That's exactly what I mean by keeping it close. You want to keep this game close until the last couple of possessions, because that gives you the best chance to win here if you're the Tigers. Neath over to Semeth. Tigers having a little trouble getting at the court. Foster gets the steal. Christopher gets it to Bolds. Christopher on the 3-point line, and blocked by Molly Peel. Bolds comes away with it. And Behringer misses the 3. And Sophie Shapiro comes away with it. Shapiro gets it to Peel. Over to Shapiro for 3. And that's going to go over the backboard.
So another great look created for the Tigers. It's just we can't really finish on, but eventually those shots will start falling for us.
Not a lot of shots falling for either team right now. Only 13-15 with about a minute and a half to go here in the second quarter. Tart gets it to Bolds. Foster all the way in. Bolds with the rebound. It seems too easy for Bolds right there.
Yeah, just an easy putback for her.
32 gets it to Neath. And Bolds comes in with the steal. Bolds has it poked away by Shapiro. Shapiro gets the steal. Shapiro trying to get up the court quickly. Gets it to Semeth. Semeth doesn't get the roll, but she gets her own rebound. Christopher almost has the steal. Neath. And that's going to be a foul call on the Panthers.
So yeah, Neath will be inbound in this.
About 45 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Tigers down 4. Definitely a close game here still. Molly Peel to inbound. Gets it into Neath. Neath stood up by 2 defenders. Peel for 3, and she buries it.
Brings it within 1 for the Tigers.
Molly Peel, a senior for this Tigers basketball team, able to bury the 3 on that one.
Yeah, we usually see her dominate on the tennis court, now on the basketball court.
About 25 seconds to go here in this second quarter. Bolds into Christopher. Christopher wide open 3. And she gets the lucky bounce.
Yeah, that ball stayed on the rim for forever.
Panthers up 4, 10 seconds to go. Neath, 2 defenders in her face. Semeth comes away with it. Semeth gets it to Peel, all the way in. 0.4 on the clock, and she's unable to get a shot off.
Yeah, impressive defense down the stretch there for O'Fallon, but that three does go in. It's a 4-point game now.
Very fast-paced game so far. Tigers only down 4 going into the half. Definitely keeping it close. And we will see you in about 10 minutes when we come back for the second half. Welcome back, Tiger Faithful. We have an exciting game here. Tigers down 4 to the number 10 ranked O'Fallon Panthers. Should be an exciting second half.
Yeah, what would you say that standout moment for you, or standout player in that first half was for the Tigers?
It's hard to pick a favorite, but I would have to say Semeth for really locking down Bolds. Bolds with only 2 points here in this game. Semeth playing some great defense. Shapiro also playing great defense against this O'Fallon Panthers team. Tigers have a very realistic chance of staying in this ballgame and possibly coming away with a win.
Yeah, that was something you commented on earlier, Austin, was staying within 5 with 3 to go. And right now we're within 4 with about 16 to go, so we're almost there.
Definitely a key factor is going to be the time going off the clock. Tigers definitely looking to get a lead here. Shapiro. The starting 5 back out there for the Tigers. Neath drives all the way in on Behringer. The fadeaway 2 is unable to get the roll. Semeth steals it from Bolds.
And some fans a bit raucous after that possession call. Now it goes to the Tigers.
Fans not happy with the O'Fallon call on that.
Right.
Ball clearly was tipped by an O'Fallon defender. And it is going to remain Tigers basketball.
Yeah, something I've noticed is some very vocal members of the Tiger Faithful, that orange rush there.
Semeth, guarded by Foster. Neath for 3, and she buries it! Tigers down 1. About 30 seconds into this third quarter. Tart gets some separation against Hockett. Into Foster. Over to Bolds, and they're going to call a push on Semeth under the basket. Semeth trying to get position there on Bolds, and she's going to get called for the foul. Tart gets it into Foster, swings it to Bolds, over to Tart, and she gets the underhand layup. Oh, and that is an errant pass by the Tigers. Christopher comes up with the steal. Behringer, nowhere to go, and that's going to be kicked away by Ellie Neath.
So even on that offensive blunder there, Neath still stays in the play, still forces the ball out of bounds.
Tigers down 3, just under a minute here in this third quarter. Tart over to Bolds. Bolds can make the 3-pointer. Saw her shooting some 3-pointers before the game. It was about 3 for 5. And that shot doesn't go, and Shapiro comes away with it. Shapiro, all the way to the lane, kicks it to Neath for 3, and she just misses. Semeth with the rebound, over to Shapiro. McFarland for 3, and she misses off the back iron. Bolds with the rebound. Tart trying to get the ball up the court quickly.
Already 2 minutes gone in this first quarter, or thereabouts. Third quarter.
Tart all the way in for the layup. Neath. Tigers down 5. 6 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Guarded by Behringer. Shapiro. And Christopher just steals it from Shapiro. And then Hockett comes in and gets the steal for the Tigers. Shapiro gets it to Hockett, who is fouled on the shot. That's going to be 2 free throws for Hockett. A little chatter going on between the O'Fallon fans and the Tigers fans here in the stands.
Yeah, it's always great to see yelling matches happen across the field of play. That's not going to be distracting to either side at all.
Hockett just misses off the back iron on the first free throw.
Yeah, some very vocal members of this parental Orange Rush staff, or section.
Hockett with her second free throw. Buries it, and the Tigers back to down 4. Tigers cut it to 1 there. O'Fallon Panthers came back and answered, and now we're back to 4. 5:40 to go here in the third quarter. They get it to Christopher. Christopher into Bolds. Seems too easy.
And Bullets, we saw a very slow start for her in that first half, but she's not making any mistakes here so far in this second half.
That was a timeout by Nick Nolhoff, the head coach of the O'Fallon Lady Panthers. As we were saying before, the Lady Panthers won the 4A state championship last year, meaning that they were the #1 ranked team in all of Illinois. It was their first state championship.
Yeah, and we talked, this team is the second reigning state champion we played this year. We played Matter Day, who was Class 2A champion. We couldn't quite eke out a win there, but we played really well. That's what I'm seeing right now. So we're holding our own against a very talented squad.
Not only do 4 of the 5 losses come against top 50 opponents, but one of them to the state champion, and hopefully today the Tigers can get a win against the former state champion O'Fallon Lady Panthers. Tigers down 6, 5:30 to go here in this third quarter. Looking to cut it back to even here in this third quarter. Neath over to Shapiro. Christopher, and then that comes Foster away with the read. And Shapiro pokes it away.
How many of those pokeaways has she had this game? I mean,
Shapiro has had a lot. The problem is most of those come off of breakaways for the Panthers. Shapiro definitely keeping this game close, keeping a lot of free breakaways for the Panthers away. Christopher for 3, and she buries it. That is her third 3 on the night. She has 12 points for the Lady Panthers.
Yeah, now it's 9 points for O'Fallon.
Neath on the right wing. Tigers definitely going to have to take care of the ball here on every single possession. Semeth in the lane. Misses the shot, comes up with her own rebound. And there's going to be a jump ball, and that's going to be Lady Panthers ball.
And again, these adults seem very enthusiastic for a high school basketball game.
Hopefully this game doesn't get away from the Tigers here. Tigers down 9. Lady Panthers with the ball. Behringer gets it back to Christopher. O'Fallon looking to play some sort of stall ball into Bolds, and they're going to get a foul on Semeth.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see that we have some defensive resistance to Bolds. Obviously, the foul not ideal, but she hasn't really been too threatening from the line so far. Not to jinx it.
That will be McFarland's third foul. That early foul is coming into effect here. McFarland has to make her way to the bench. 4:30 to go here in this third quarter. Tigers down 10. Bolds with a chance to move it up to 11. And she does just that. That is Bolds' 8th point here on the night. Ellie Neath getting the ball up the court. And they're going to call another double dribble on Ellie Neath.
Neath, the leading scorer for the Tigers, 7 points on the night.
Neath hasn't had any troubles with double dribbles in the past. Could be some tight officiating here tonight.
At least that's what the Edwardsville faithful is thinking.
11-point lead for the Panthers. Foster with the ball, gets it into Bolds. Bolds throws it off the backboard, and she gets the 2. Panthers take a 13-point lead. Tigers really going to have to take care of each possession if they want to come back in this game. Hockett just too hard off the back. And they're going to get the foul called on Hockett underneath the basket. Quick swing. Tigers went from down 4 to down 13 now. 9-point run for the O'Fallon Panthers. And that's going to be a steal for Ellie Neath. All the way for the layup, and she doesn't get the roll. Nothing falling here for the Tigers here in this third quarter. Ellie Neath had the poke away and was unable to come up with the wide open layup.
And again, it's frustrating when you think you're doing everything right on defense.
Molly Peel almost gets the steal. But that's going to remain O'Fallon basketball.
But the shots just aren't falling for Edwardsville so far in this quarter.
Lainey Logan checking in for Molly Peel. And now Cook and Behringer for three, and she misses. Sophie Shapiro trying to get the ball up court quickly for the Tigers. Lainey Logan gets it to Ellie Neath for three. There's an air ball for Neath, and Gabby Cook tries to get the save and throws it out of bounds. We do have a name now for number 32, Kennedy Gieseking. That is
Geis King.
Gieseking. I think we should go for Geisking?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. Looks like we're going to go with Geisking here for number 32. And Christopher buries another three. That is her fourth on the night. Panthers take a 16-point lead. About 2:40 to go here in this third quarter. It's been all Panthers this third quarter. Geisking gives it into Hockett, who's blocked at the rim. They get it to Lainey Logan for three, and she buries it.
Now timeout on the floor. I mean, how big is that? The ball just gets kicked out and Logan just sinks it.
Yeah, after giving up about 12 points to the Lady Panthers, to answer with a three, hopefully that can get something started here for the Tigers.
Still down 13, 2:30 left in this third quarter. That's still plenty of time for the Tigers to rally back.
Tigers really going to have to value every single possession here to try and get it back to a close game going into this fourth quarter.
Yeah, the Panthers on a 20-7 run to start this quarter, or this half. That's something that we need to be limiting right now as a Tiger squad.
Fallon yet to take the court. Tigers looking to be in a 1-2-2 press. Trying to force over a lot of turnovers, which they weren't able to do in their 2 wins. Neath guarding Bolds. They get it into Vincent, who gets it back to Christopher. Christopher, deadly threat on the three-point line. Bolds. Behringer, set back, 2. And that's going to be Giesking with the rebound. Shapiro, all the way into Gabby Cook. Gabby Cook gets the 2. That's a 5-point swing for the Tigers.
And back in that 1-2-2 press.
Giesking had the rebound over Bolds. Only a freshman for this Tigers team. Bolds, unable to come up with it, gets her own rebound. And that's going to be Foster who gets fouled underneath the basket. Minute 45 to go here in this third quarter. Tigers down 11. Foster with a chance to move it up to 13.
Foster only 3 points on the night for a 36-point Panther squad.
And since O'Fallon is a top team in the state, they do have all of their stats kept on max preps. And Gabby Cook comes away with the rebound. That is one thing that we do not have for the Tigers, and what we hopefully can get in the future is some stats. Tigers not a top 10 ranked team in the state, but it would still be nice to know at least the points per game for each of the Tigers.
I mean, we have the eye test, but there's just so much going on, it's hard to keep track.
It's going to remain Tigers basketball. Neath to inbound. And that's going to be a 5-second call on the Tigers. They were unable to get the ball inbounded.
Yeah, just couldn't get the look they wanted there.
Christopher. And Shapiro almost gets the steal. Shapiro Play with a lot of heart in this game. Tigers down 11 with a minute 30 to go here in this third quarter. Foster gets it across the court for the Panthers. Foster all the way in against the freshman, and she gets the 2.
That's really impressive ball handling from there, from Foster.
Foster averaging 5.5 points a game and 5.5 rebounds a game for the Panthers. And she has 5 right now on the night. See, that seemed a little bit too easy there for Foster. Going up against a freshman, Giesking. She has not been in the game here in a home game for the Tigers. Not quite sure about the road. We do not cover the road games on the broadcasting club.
We cannot.
But we do cover all the home games for both the boys and girls basketball games. The next 5 games for the Lady Tigers. The next game here is going to be against Belleville East at 7:30, and that game is going to be on Thursday night. And I do believe there is a boys basketball game following that on Friday night. And both of those games will be streamed here live on YouTube.
So yeah, make sure if you're not able to get to the game, check into the YouTube channel you're watching on right now. We'll be broadcasting.
We will both most likely be here on Thursday and Friday, or at least I know I will. Christopher gets it to Newman. Newman, almost a poke away for the Tigers. Foster at the top of the key. Foster and Bolds, both the seniors here for the Panther. Foster almost gets the 2. Shapiro getting the ball quickly for the Tigers. Lainey Logan almost unable to come away with it. And that's going to be Zergel with the steal. Shapiro almost gets another steal again. Shapiro playing with a lot of heart. 10 seconds to go here in this game.
In the
third quarter. Newman unable to come up with it. Neath, 0.1 on the clock, and they do not get a shot off.
So the game just kind of, the Panthers just run away there. Obviously a huge, now they're up 13. That's an 8-point swing from the 4-point lead they had at the half. What do the Tigers need to be changing going into this fourth quarter?
Tigers weren't able to really get anything started. Anytime they did start to get something started, it was immediately shut down by a turnover by the Tigers. Tigers gonna have to go on a little run. It doesn't have to be all at once here in this fourth quarter. They can come in little chunks. But what you definitely want to do is keep O'Fallon out of the paint, limit their easy shots, whether that be from 3 or from 2. And hopefully you can get us back to what I said, a 5-point game with about 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, we just want to be able to keep it in range.
If the Panthers come out like they did in that third quarter, it is safe to say this game will be done. But if the Tigers are able to come out like they did in the first half,
right,
then it should be a close game here. Now remember, O'Fallon's the number 10 team in the state. They won the state championship last year. They only have 1 loss on the season, and that was a 55-57 loss at Lift for Life Academy. Panthers 6-1. They haven't played the toughest competition like the Tigers have. They have 2 wins against top 50 teams.
So what does that say? Even though we're not winning as much, we're still playing really well against highly ranked competition. What does that say about our team?
Well, hopefully that translates to better play come conference time. Tigers having to face the 2 toughest conference opponents in O'Fallon and Alton in their first 2 conference games. That's going to be a foul on Foster. Now taking a look at the board here, Tart has 3 fouls for the O'Fallon Panthers, and McFarland has 3 fouls for the Tigers. McFarland, no points here yet. We're going to get her started. Timeout, Brian Young.
Timeout Edwardsville. 30-second timeout.
It's going to be a timeout by the Tigers. Tigers almost had another 5-second call.
And what does that say more about O'Fallon's defense or just not getting the look on offense?
I feel like it definitely has to do with O'Fallon's defense messing up the look that the Tigers want. The Tigers definitely have a preset inbound play that they want to run, and the Panthers are just not letting them get the ball in. What we do love here is the Edwardsville Tiger pep band showing out tonight.
That's always so big for morale and school spirit.
Stands not as crowded as the last few games, but it is only a Tuesday night here. And we're hoping that all of you, everyone listening, can pop out to the game on Thursday. And the Tigers get called for another 5-second call.
I think that's 10 seconds combined.
Tigers, that's another turnover for the Tigers. Looking back at this one, key thing is all the turnovers by the Tigers. The Tigers have managed well against this O'Fallon Panthers team, but they've had quite a few turnovers that have led to points on the other side. That ball's going to be poked out of bounds by Hockett. 7:30 to go here in this fourth quarter. Behringer to inbound.
Who we saw was so lethal with that 3-ball earlier.
Behringer, also a great defender for the Panthers. Christopher thinks about pulling it from 3. They try to get it into Bolds. They do. And Bolds is going to get called for the travel.
Yeah, a player that has been averaging a double-double this season. The Tigers have been able to slow her down somewhat.
Bolds, 10 points on the night. She averages 11.7 on the season. She also averages 9.3 rebounds a game. She's got to be close to getting a double-double here tonight. Semeth. Nice move on Foster. Just a little bit hard off the backboard. Foster with the rebound. Over to Behringer. Panthers trying to run a lot of clock off here. Just under a minute through in this fourth quarter. And they get a beautiful pass to Tart, threading the needle.
That's just great playmaking for O'Fallon there. 15-point lead now for the Panthers.
Shapiro gets it into Neath. With a little miscommunication there between Neath and Shapiro, and Bolds gets the steal. Behringer, guarded by Shapiro. Tigers gonna have to force a lot of turnovers and not turn the ball a lot over on offense if they want to get back into this game. Christopher, top of the key.
6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Only one foul on the floor so far.
Foster with a deep 3, and she buries it.
18-point lead now for O'Fallon.
Panthers have started to run away with this one. McFarland gets the 2, and that's her first 2 points of the night. If the Tigers are going to want to make a quick run here, McFarland is going to be a key piece in that. Tart all the way to the hoop, and she gets the 2. Panthers starting to look like the number 10 team that they are ranked. Shapiro gives it to Hockett for the mid-range, and she misses off the front iron. And they're going to get the foul called on Semeth.
Now walk me through that fan reaction.
Tiger faithful not very happy with the foul called.
Well, he was clapping for that ref. It's good to see enthusiasts in the field, or in the crowd.
Tiger faithful not, I don't want to say not pleased, but the Tigers had this game cut to 4 at the half, and Semeth gets the steal, and Shapiro is able to get the ball to fall. Tigers, easy 2 for the Tigers. That's what the Tigers are hoping to do. 5-second call by the Panthers.
Now it's a combined 15 seconds from both teams.
Tigers forced 2 turnovers there in about 5 seconds of play. DePeel to inbound. Gets it into Semeth. Semeth, and that's going to be a jump ball. And that's going to be Panthers basketball. Yeah, the Tigers had it down to 4 to start the half. And the Panthers started to run away with it. Now it's up to 16 points with about 5 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, I don't know what was said in the locker room during halftime, but
Tart steamrolls over Hockett. Hockett doesn't get the foul call. Semeth tries to get the rebound over Bolds, and there is not a foul on that either. Vinson, top of the key.
just under 5 left to go.
Tiger fans not very happy with those last 2 no calls by the refs. Refs seem to be trying to get out of here quickly.
Well, we do have a sign in the gym that says to respect the referee. I think that's an important mantra for these fans.
Hockett gets the steal. Hockett trying to get up the court quickly. Bounces it to Shapiro, who's blocked, and that's going to remain Tigers basketball.
Yeah, a lot of quizzical looks from this Orange Rush section over these last couple minutes of play.
Refs not calling a lot of fouls. McFarland for 3, and that's long, but Semeth gets the rebound, trying to go up against Foster, and she gets the underhand layup. Tigers down 14 with 4 minutes to go here. Tigers gonna have to get a lot of steals and a lot of quick possessions on offense. Shapiro guarding Vinson. Hockett almost gets the poke away. Tart drives in and gets the 2 off the backboard. Very impressive play by Tart. Tart, only a sophomore for this Panthers team. Shapiro, guarded by Christopher, gives it to Peel. Tigers gonna have to start thinking about 3-pointers here, and McFarland does, and she's unable to get the bounce. Bolds comes away with the rebound.
I mean, when it bounces off the rim that much, there's some element just to luck there.
Seemed like a lot of air left the gym while that 3 was in the air. Tigers, if they would have made that 3, would have cut it to 13. Now it's still at 16. 3.5 to go here in this fourth quarter. Semeth, sorry, that is McFarland, almost gets the poke away.
What I'm liking to see, even in a big lead, that the Tigers are still playing their hearts out on defense.
That all comes down to hustle. Now that's what I'm go back to saying. The Tigers' 2-6 record or 2-5 record doesn't necessarily tell the tale. The hustle plays all season, or at least from what I've seen, have been really impressive here for the Tigers. Neath guarding Christopher, and Neath is called for the foul. Christopher with a chance to move it up to 18 points.
3:10 left in this fourth quarter.
Christopher misses the first one off the front iron. Tigers down 16 right now. Gonna have to start thinking about throwing up some 3s here. Christopher unable to get the second free throw. I would say that's the one thing. Panthers haven't really made a lot of their free throws, even though they are up 16 here. Shapiro, guarded by Christopher. Semeth for 3, deep 3. And that shot's just a little long. That's going to be a foul on the Tigers.
What that's telling me, Austin, is that we're just tired. I mean, those shots were falling first in that first quarter, and they're just not right now for us late in the game.
Tigers still trying to do everything they can to somehow pull out a win here. The more and more time that ticks off that clock, the less and less chances the Tigers have. 16 points, 2:40 to go here in this fourth quarter. Newman gets it to Christopher. Into Bolds. Bolds. All the Tigers collapse on Bolds when she catches the ball. They try to get it back to Bolds. And that's going to be a jump ball, and that's going to be Tigers basketball.
Yeah, just like tipped into the paint and then just too many hands on it, and now we're going to jump ball. And possession is Edwardsville's way.
About 2:20 to go here in this fourth quarter. Tigers down 16. If they want any chance in this game, they're going to have to throw up a 3 here pretty quickly. Neath tries to dribble between two defenders and get the foul, and there was no call there.
Yeah, it just goes out of bounds on the Panthers, and now it's Edwardsville's.
I don't want to harp on the refs here, but I have not seen a lot of fouls called here in this last fourth quarter. Shapiro tries to get it in quickly, guarded by Vincent, and she is fouled. Shapiro at the line for 2.
Calls out foul on Vincent, her first. Team first. Shooting Judy.
Now, an interesting thing that the O'Fallon head coach, Nick Nolhoff, just pointed out, if you're the Panthers, you don't want to have the clock stopped right now. Because right now, the Tigers have the chance to put points up with no time going off the clock. Tigers still down 16. Shapiro not able to make the first free throw.
The sophomore looks for the second. Does not get it to go.
Shapiro is only a freshman. Can you believe that?
Really?
Not quite a sophomore, still only a freshman. Future is bright for Shapiro, at least.
Yeah, getting great play from a key underclassman, that's just so important going forward, especially right now.
And going back to it, this is the starting 5. Not a single Tiger on the court right now is a senior, meaning that next year this team's going to be as good, if not better, than they are right now.
I mean, that's great for chemistry. That's great for development.
And Tart gets the 2. Love to see what this Tiger team can do in the future. Shapiro. McFarland with a step back 3, and she buries it. Tigers not quite out of it. 15 points with about 1:20 to go here in this fourth quarter.
And just 79 seconds left in this game. 15-point lead for O'Fallon.
Tigers doing everything they can to come back into this one. And just like the song playing right now, I know that the Tigers definitely wish they had a little more height here on this basketball team. I don't think there is a single Tiger that is above what I would say 5'11". Whereas right now, for the O'Fallon Panthers, they have Bolds who's 6'2", and they have a girl on the bench who's 6'4", sophomore.
And
Williams.
also like this song, are you thinking that the Tigers are winning a rabbit with a hat and a bat? Or is that lower on the list of priorities?
Well, Tigers are wishing for a win here. Not quite sure how that's going to turn out with a 15-point swing in 1:20.
Hey, we always say anything's possible down the stretch.
Anything is possible.
Just look at 25 viewers right now. We wanted to say thank you so much for supporting Edwardsville Broadcasting and your Edwardsville Athletics. Again, we'll be broadcasting again Thursday night, the girls' basketball game against Belleville East.
And then turn around the next night, and we will be broadcasting the boys' basketball game on Friday night. Neath gets the poke away, and that's going to be Tiger basketball. No time went off the clock there. Tigers get the ball back. 15 points. Tigers gonna have to chuck up a 3 really quickly. Semeth in on Foster. And Foster gets the steal. And Hockett with the steal. Hockett goes in, gets fouled, is unable to come up with a basket. 10 seconds went off the clock there. Still 1:09 to go. Tigers with the chance to get it down to 13.
Hockett only one on the night, looking to make that 3 after these 2 shots.
That one coming from the free throw line. Hockett gets the lucky bounce and makes the first one. 14-point game. 1:09 to go here. Not impossible for the Tigers. Highly improbable, but not impossible. Hockett gets the second free throw. Tigers going to have to get a steal. Panthers get it into Foster. Foster guarded by Shapiro and Hockett. Christopher trying to get the ball to the court. And that's going to be a steal by Ellie Neath. jump ball, it's going to remain Panthers basketball. Tigers did everything right on that possession. Seems like if the Panthers get the ball across half court, it might be over here for the Tigers.
Yeah, 59.2 left to go in the fourth.
Tart gets the ball across half court, into Foster, over to Vincent. Tigers, Foster for three. Bolds gets the rebound. O'Fallon coach not happy with that. Right now he wants them to play some stall ball. And the Panthers throw it away. 33 seconds to go here in this fourth quarter. 13 points, 33 seconds.
That's like, what, half a point a second?
Tigers still staying in this game. Trying to muster up any possibility of a win here. Shapiro getting the ball up the court to Neath. Tigers gonna have to throw up a three quickly. Neath all the way in for two. She gets the two. 20 seconds to go. Clock keeps running. Tart gets it up the court quickly to Foster. I would doubt that the Panthers take a shot here with the ball. Semeth with the steal. Getting down the lane quickly. And Tart pokes it away. Throws it up. 1 second on the clock. And that's going to be the game.
So, Austin, I know that was a hard loss for us, but what do you think we played well with tonight?
Tigers definitely played well in the last, what I would say, 2 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. And they had an amazing first half. Definitely don't want to forget about that. They had it cut to 4. Panthers ended the game up 11. They definitely had a big swing there in the third quarter. They're going to have to limit that down the stretch against future opponents. Definitely can't have those big quarters for the opposing team.
Who would you say our EHS broadcasting most valuable player of the game is, Austin?
Well, taking a look at the scoreboard, no Tigers in double figures tonight. Looking at the scoreboard, though, it's hard to tell. Neath with the most points at 9. Shapiro and Semeth both did a great job on defense. They held arguably one of the best players in the state to only 10 points tonight.
Below her average.
So if I had to pick one player, I would say Semeth.
Well, I think that about does it for us here at EHS Broadcast. I've been Zach Kennett.
And this is Austin Yamnitz.